Well, hey everyone, it is Sunday again, and we are back for another What Did I Make This Week? Well, actually, what did I make in the last couple of days? So, you guys saw, or some of you guys saw my little turtle tutorial. And so, that was a little bit of a process. I made a few before I decided. I like the higher shell, but I think he was a little small to have that higher shell. So I had a few. These were my test colors. And some of them, like, the heads ended up wonky, and this one kind of uneven too. So I had a few that I had to work on before I got the stitches in the right place to make it come out even. So then of course you have the option of stitching the head to the body or just leaving it where it can flop around. So I have two in mango and coral and toffee. And this is the one that we did in the tutorial. It's a seal and black and sea glass, I think. So then I did a few more, and a couple of them I still have to put the eyes on. Like this one, I was trying to, give it kind of that little flower look, and it still needs its eyes. And this one, I had the tiniest little bit of that light purple left, and it was just enough to get around the edge of the shell. So I did the bottom part in the purple, like this one I did in the brown, but this one's the same color as the top of the shell. So these two still need eyes. I did pink with, I think this was bubblegum pink, and this is hibiscus, and then this is the key lime. And I had a little bit of, I think it was ruby. Now this one, for some reason, stitched up tighter than the other ones did. So it's this, this tan color is a color that I got from Hobie. And then the ruby. So I just did because I was like, what goes with that? I don't know. I couldn't think of what else I could put with this. So I just did it in the two colors. But those are cute. So I have two that needs eyes. And so that gave me a total of 7 that are usable. And my little test ones that Toby will probably run off with. So then on Instagram, and I'm sure it's an older post, maybe. Could be new since this is the year of the dragon for the Chinese. But I came across these little dragons, and they're supposed to be for keychains. And I'm looking at the picture in the person's hand, and I'm like, those look awful big for a keychain. But they look cute, and it looked like it would be fairly simple. So I made a couple of them. And the first one I did with this dark, almost denim blue. And I think I did this part, his little spikes, I think I did that wrong. So what happens is she gives you how to do the body and the wings in the little pattern on Instagram. And then you have to go over to her YouTube channel to see how to do the horns, or not the horns, the ears and the spikes and the placement of the wings. Which, I don't mind so much, other than it's non-speaking, and, everybody's got their own taste in music, and I wasn't a fan of her music. I had to turn the volume down to see how this is done. So then I tried it again, and I used Ruby and Sunshine. Oh, all the little fuzzies. And I did the spikes differently, which I'm not sure if I like these or if I like the other way better. But I used a little bit bigger eyes, and I like that better. The face on that better than the face on this one. Could be the colors, I don't know. But the ruby turned out bigger. Quite a bit bigger. Now the wings, the way she does the wings is really cool. So if nothing else on this pattern, you'll get a good pattern for wings that you could, I don't know, put on a pig and make a flying pig. But, I mean, they're cute. I'd have to do it again just to give it another try and figure out, like, his little nose nostril things are uneven. His are facing the wrong direction. I just couldn't do it. But, yeah. For the most part, the shaping of the body was pretty simple. It was just, you know, I don't know. So, 2 baby dragons. So, like, being in this mindset of not really knowing what I want to make, but I want to make something. I just, like, I don't want to do anything hard. I want to do some easy stuff. And so I said, well, you know, snakes are kind of like that. You know, it's pretty much mindless, and you just keep going until you get your snake as long as you want. But at the same time, I was like, do they all have to be so darn big? Like, my last snake, the head was probably about the size of my fist. And it's like, this isn't Anaconda. It's not Snakes on a Plane. It's, you know, can't we do it smaller? So that's what I did. My first one was this guy. And he is made out of toffee and chocolate in Parfait Chunky. And he has little 10mm eyes. Nice small little head. He is about 21, 22 inches long. And yeah, so he's got a more reasonably sized head, which was what I was trying to go for. So in a few days, you'll probably be seeing a tutorial because I made another one and recorded it as I went, so that if you wanted to make a small snake, you could make a small snake as well. So this one is Emerald and Key Lime. Both of these are done in Parfait Chunky. And of course, if you used Bernat with the same pattern, it would come out much bigger. But I didn't want big. I wanted normal. And the only thing I dislike worse than snakes, and I'm not talking like for crocheting or anything, I'm talking about in real life, is spiders. And I have yet to make a spider. But I've been eyeballing all from Jade's spider pattern. I just don't know if, spiders, I just don't know. So, yeah, you'll be seeing a tutorial come up for this in the next couple of days. And I think he turned out really pretty. I like the greens together like that. And there are green snakes. I was actually Googling pictures of snakes. Like, I wanted to see what's the proper eye placement, different color that would be easy. I mean, if you were trying to do a diamondback rattler snake, it would be hard on something like this. You probably would have to go with the bigger pattern to be able to try and get the little diamonds on it. I don't know what that was, but something made a noise. Could be the cat. So I was looking at the something king snake, but it was red, black. Some of them showed it with a yellow, some of them it looked kind of white, sort of like a coral snake, but the colors, line up differently. And I was like, well, for filming a tutorial, we can't use the black. It's just way too hard to see the stitches. And the head and how to finish off are the two most important parts. And the head was black if I wanted to make it look realistic, which was what I wanted to do. So we did green. And I have 2 snakes. Then, still hunting for something quick and easy and things that little boys would like, or even little girls that are tomboys that would like. And I forget, it's a new channel, Mandy Mouse, something like that. She had done some Pokeballs, and she gave the link for the pattern for that. And the pattern is for an acrylic Pokeball for little mini ones. And I many of times have used acrylic patterns with the Plushie yarn, and you just get something that's supposed to be like this big that ends up like this big, which I'm fine with. So I went over, checked out the pattern, and I did this. Now this white, oh my gosh, I only have one more left from the white that the yarn was so bad. But this particular skein of white is absolutely awful. I mean, just awful. I couldn't even sew it closed. It kept breaking on me. I had to bring out more yarn and to be able to sew it closed. But then I noticed I did the button part incorrect for that pattern. And so I made another one. This time I used the big twist Posh for the white. And it is definitely, oh my gosh. I think it's definitely just a hair thinner because the bottom halves look a lot different. The whole ball looks smaller. Maybe I didn't stuff this one as much. But then this one I did the button the way it said to. And I like how that looks better than that. So I wish Big Twist had a red. But they don't. I'll probably make a couple more of these. I'm a little hesitant, because it might be considered copyright infringement to have them at a little craft fair. I don't know. God knows I don't want to get sued. So maybe. I got to think on this one a little more. I mean, I did do Grinch at Christmas, so a couple of Pokeballs probably won't hurt anything. It's not like I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of different items that would be stepping on somebody's toes. The next thing I did, I crossed over into acrylics because I wanted to do some of the little car mirror hanger things. So I came across this YouTube video, and I absolutely cannot pronounce the name of the channel, but I'll put it in here for you. She has all different kinds. Now I cannot crochet with like a 2mm and smaller hook. That like really hurts my hands. But even doing these with acrylics, it hurts my hand a little because like I I think it was a 2.75 for this. But she had this little owl. Now, fair warning here. The face looks like a second grader put it together. If I do another one, the face will be a lot better. My wings are uneven, but you know what? He doesn't flip over. He stays up on his swing. And anyways, so he's got these owls, and I show it to John, not wanting to get laughed at because it does look like a second grader put that base on. Nose is crooked, the wings aren't lined up right, the eyes aren't. She has the pattern typed out in her description, but no assembly instructions. And then some of the stitch counts are incorrect. So you have to kind of watch the video or jump ahead in the video to know what you're supposed to do. Well, you can do safety eyes or not do safety eyes, and I had chose to do safety eyes, and then it was like, but it doesn't work because you're crocheting up the body and you're stuffing it, and now do the safety eyes. Well, this stitch is so tight for the size of the safety eyes that you're supposed to use. I absolutely could not get it to poke through the body because them some tight stitches, but I could not get it to go through. So if I make this again, I will crochet in the wings instead of trying to sew them on because, like, I'm just trying to follow it over. I don't know. This one's up higher and back further than what this one is. But he hangs. He doesn't flip over. He will hang there, no problem. So I would do the assembly process different from her instructions. Just for my own peace of mind. So I take this out and I show it to John. And he guessed that it was an owl. He did good on that one. And he's like, well, what's it for? And I'm like, you hang it on your car mirror. And he says, that's illegal. You can't do that. And I'm like, since when? I've never heard of that. So now he's got me like a little distressed because I had plans. So I go in, get on the computer, and I Google it, and I find the Florida statute. It's 316.2004. And I'm going to put it up here on the screen for you. But basically it says you cannot put any signs or things that would obstruct your view on your windshield, on your side mirrors, or anything that would block your view from your rear view mirror. Meaning, like if you are going to market and you stack the stuff up in your car and you don't have clear view from your mirror through the back window, that's a ticket. So you can't have things that are not transparent stuck to your windows, stuck to your side mirrors, stuck to your rear view mirror, or in your rear window that's going to obstruct the view from your rear view mirror. So I'm like, well, that doesn't really explain the whole thing. So then I found a law firm's website where they explain what it means. And nowhere in there does it say that you cannot have something hanging from your rear view mirror. So technically it's still legal, but basically they were saying that it's going to be to the discretion of an officer whether or not they want to write you a ticket. But I really don't think that something as small as this, you know, it's pretty small. if that was hanging from your mirror, how that's going to obstruct your view. Now, it might be distracting because his face looks a little wonky, but I don't see where it would be an issue. So I'm going to still continue with my plans and make a few. I'm not going to go crazy with them, but just make a few different styles and see what happens. So then I had to do my orders for my button shop. And while I'm doing that, I'm just letting YouTube play on the computer. And this other one comes across. And you know, I wrote the name of this channel down. And I don't know what I do with the piece of paper. It's kind of like making a list to go to the grocery store. And when you get to the grocery store, your list is on the kitchen counter at home. That is what has happened with this. So, I don't know what I did with it. Anyhow, it is a jelly bean bunny. And this little thing is so cute. And it's so quick. And even following along with her tutorial, I was able to pretty much finish in 20 minutes because she gives you the pattern for free on her website. Not necessarily very good assembly instructions, so I had to refer back to the video. So I had a good part of it done up to the point where let's attach ears and eyes because I needed to know where those went. And then I could, move along and then until we get to the back part here with the tail and where the back legs are. So I was able to do this pretty quick. And it is so cute. She calls it a jelly bean bunny. The only thing I would do different, because I will make some more of these, but I will do a little different, is I would like the little ears closer together. So these you don't have to sew on. You can. She shows you 2 ways to do it. You can just leave long enough ends, like you're going to chain 7 or whatever. Leave that starting tail long and then your ending tail long, and you pull them through and you tie it. Well, that's what I did, and I tried to use the same positioning that she did, and my ears were like really floppy. So I had to go back in and add a stitch to help them stay in place. I think I just didn't get it tied tight enough. I was trying to, but, my hands are way bigger than the hole that's left in the head for this. So I had to add an extra stitch. But what I would do different is I would probably move them over and have them a little closer together instead of so far apart. And that is just like the natural curl of doing 1 row for the ears, a chain stitch and then a return row. But it's cute. It's got so much little shape and character. And this was different. This is a bobble, but it's a triple or treble. I like to say triple crochet bobble stitch. So that was my first time doing that, which wasn't much different than doing these. But look at how nice that stands out doing it triple. It's like, maybe all the bobbles should be triple, like when you're doing them for legs and stuff. But if you're working from the top down, the popcorn stitch, which I will do next time on these, now that I know what I'm doing, is a little firmer and stands out a little nicer. So I will do that. But this is so cute. And I don't know what I did with the name of her channel. It's almost like I was trying to start getting things organized. See, I got this for Christmas, a couple of these actually, and I was trying to get my desk cleared off and get everything organized so that I know where things are at. And I had purchased myself one of the little tools for snapping the backs onto the safety eyes because it was hurting my fingertips. And I love the thing. I got spoiled. I've been using it for like a month. And I'm trying to get organized. And don't you know, I don't know what I did with it. I can't find it. I don't know if I misplaced it. I've looked in every one of these drawers. I did not put it in a drawer. It's not in any of my little boxes. It's not on my shelves. So I don't know if I misplaced it or if Toby did something, which I wouldn't put it past him. But odds are, because I was trying to get organized, and you know what happens when you try to get organized, you can't find anything. I have put it somewhere, and I do not know what I did with it. So I'm going to have to buy myself another one. I definitely got spoiled. So this little bit is my makes over the last few days. I'm going to make some more of these. Heather and Caroline, you guys are both bunny people. You two would really like this. And Heather, especially for markets, they're just stinking cute. And you could probably take that same shape with different ears and a different tail style, and like maybe it's a little piggy, or maybe it's a little dog, you know, just different little things. Heather, you want to try this? I will put her channel name on here. Anyhow, since I am scatterbrained today and can't find anything, and I'm going to say goodbye. So I will see you later, see you in the next video, or I will see you right over here.